Hey, what's going on, guys? Brian from Zombie Guitar here. In this lesson, I want to talk about where the harmonic minor scale comes from, where it's derived from, and I want to give you a very common use for where the harmonic minor scale will always work and will always sound very good, okay? So I'm going to do this lesson in the same format that I always do. I'm going to first go over the theory behind everything, and then at the end I'm going to give musical demonstrations of how to actually apply this stuff. Alright? So with that said, there's a few lessons that you may want to take a look at before moving on to this lesson if I happen to move a little bit too quickly. Okay? One of them is the Roman numeral numbering system for chord progressions. Alright, because basically I'm going to be going over, what a 1 chord is, what a 5 chord is, what a 2 chord is, all that stuff. And if you don't understand what Roman numerals and how they apply to actual chords within a key, check out that lesson. I put a link to it in this description. You also want to understand the concept of the relative major minor. Okay, the relative major minor concept. I put a link to that as well in the description. And I think that is basically it. Okay, so check out those 2 lessons if I happen to move too quickly. Alright, so basically the purpose of this is showing you where the harmonic minor scale comes from. Alright, so let me just quickly move through all of the diatonic chords in the key of C major. Okay, so you're in the key of C major. The key of C major is, it has no sharps, it has no flats. The key of C major contains the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. Okay, if you have just those 7 notes, no sharps, no flats, that's the key of C major. It's all the white keys on the piano. You can create 7 chords from those 7 notes. Okay, you can create 7 diatonic chords. Those 7 diatonic chords are, the 1 chord would be your C major. And remember, major chords always get uppercase Roman numerals. Minor chords always get lowercase Roman numerals, okay? So your 1 chord is C major, your 2 chord is D minor, okay? Minor chord gets a lowercase Roman numeral. Your 3 chord is E minor. Your 4 chord is F major. Your 5 chord is G major. Your 6 chord is A minor. And then your 7th chord is a diminished triad, okay? In every major key you have one of the chords which has a diminished triad, or if you were to make a 7th chord out of it, it would be a half diminished chord. Okay, so that's going to be a B diminished triad or a B half diminished chord. Okay, that's your 7 chord. Okay, so every major key has 3 majors, which get uppercase Roman numerals, and 3 minors, which get lowercase Roman numerals, and then has 1 diminished triad or half diminished chord if you were to look at it in the 7th version, okay? And so all of those 7 chords contain only notes from the C major scale, okay? They only contain either C, D, E, F, G, A, or B. No sharps, no flats. That's what diatonic to a particular key means, okay? So that's looking at things from the perspective of C major. Now, if you want to look at things from the perspective of the minor, okay, the relative minor of C major is A minor, okay? Now, relative minor means they contain the same notes as one another. C major and A minor contain the exact same notes as one another. Okay, so if you're in the key of A minor, your notes are going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No sharps, no flats. You're just now looking at things from the minor perspective. Alright? So if you wanted to make 7 diatonic chords in the key of A minor, you would basically do the same thing. It would just be rearranged a little bit differently. Okay? So in the key of A minor, our 1 chord is going to be A minor. Okay, now the 1 chord is now a lowercase because it's minor. Minor always gets the lowercase Roman numerals. Major always gets the uppercase Roman numerals. Okay, so A minor is our new 1 chord. Okay, our new 2 chord is going to be the B. Alright, but B is that one weird chord. It's going to be that diminished triad, or half diminished if you're going to look at it in the 7th version. Okay, so your 2 chord is that B. All right. Your 3 chord is going to be C. Okay, C major. Okay, and again, major gets uppercase, so that's why it's uppercase I. So uppercase is your C major. And then your 4 chord is going to be D minor. Your 5 chord is going to be E minor. Your 6 chord is going to be F major. And your 7 chord is going to be G major. Okay, so notice how it's the same exact 7 chords. It's just rearranged differently. We're just now calling each of those 7 chords different numbers, or different Roman numerals are being applied to different chords. But C major and A minor are the exact same thing. They contain the same notes. They're relative to one another. It just depends on what perspective you're looking at. You're looking at it either from the major perspective or the minor perspective. We're now looking at things from the minor perspective. All right? So, with that said, let's take a look at the 5 chord when viewed from the minor perspective. Okay, so right now we're in the key of A minor. In the key of A minor, the diatonic 5 chord is E minor. Okay, so A minor is your 1. Your 5 chord is E minor. Alright, now very often and very commonly, the 5 chord is going to be made a major chord, even if you're in a minor key. Alright, so you can say that the A minor is your 1 chord, lowercase 1, or lowercase I. You could say that your 5 chord is E major, uppercase V. Okay? However, keep in mind that when you do that, that one note that makes this a major chord is not diatonic anymore. Okay? You're not, that one note is a sharp. All right? It's a G sharp actually. All right? So that chord is no longer diatonic to the key of A minor, all right, but it's still very commonly used. Okay, so anytime you see a 5 chord in a major key or a minor key, you can pretty much always get away with making it a major chord. All right, so but that one note difference, that one sharp note, which makes it not diatonic to the key of A minor anymore, that one note is the note that results in the harmonic minor scale. All right, so let me try and explain this from another point of view. All right, so if you look at the A minor scale, okay, you can look at your notes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then back to A. So that's your A minor scale. And then you can keep going. Okay, so that's your A natural minor scale. Only using A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. No sharps, no flats. Alright? But if you wanted to make that into the harmonic minor scale, the harmonic minor scale is the same thing as the natural minor scale, except it has a raised 7th degree. So you're going to take your 7th degree and you're going to raise it by 1/2 step. The result is going to be the harmonic minor scale. Okay? So you would have A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, and then back to A. So the harmonic minor note, or the note that makes the harmonic minor scale, is always 1 semitone below the root. Okay, in this case our root is A. Your harmonic minor note is 1 semitone lower than that. Okay, so here's your A. Here's the harmonic minor note, the G sharp. Okay, and you can keep going up. Now that G sharp, it's not diatonic to the key of A minor anymore. but it is now the harmonic minor scale. And where did that G sharp come from? That G sharp came from taking that 5 chord, okay, you're in the key of A minor, you took your 5 chord, which diatonic to the key of A minor would be a minor chord, but we made it major, okay, and we made, instead of an E minor, we have an E major, okay, and the E major chord, there's only one note difference between a minor chord and a major chord, and that one note difference right there is the harmonic minor note, okay? So an E minor chord has the notes E, G, and B. An E major chord has the notes E, G sharp, and B, okay? And that G sharp is the harmonic minor note. All right, so that's where the harmonic minor scale comes from. I hope I'm not rambling too much. You know, I try not to move too fast with these things. I really want to get this point across because, you know, a lot of people get confused with music theory, but that's where the harmonic minor scale comes from. Now, anytime you're in a minor key and you recognize that there is a major 5 chord as opposed to a minor 5 chord, that would be the one chord that you would play the harmonic minor scale over. Okay, so say you're in the key of A minor, there's a chord progression going on, you're soloing away in the key of A minor, everything sounds good, but then that one chord gets thrown in there, that one major chord, that one major 5 chord, you would then make a temporary switch to the A harmonic minor scale over that one chord. Alright? So the musical example, or the musical demonstration that I'm going to give you is going to illustrate that exact concept. Alright? I have a chord progression that goes from A minor to G major to F major to E minor, and then the second time around it goes from A minor to G major to F major to E major. Okay, now I'm just going to do a very slow improvisation played over that chord progression both times, and you're going to see that once the E major occurs on the second time around, that's where I'm going to do the A harmonic minor scale, and you're going to see how it just perfectly works. Okay, so with that said, let's try this out. So I was just trying to stick within that one position right there, and I was trying to demonstrate how I was using both the A natural minor scale over most of what I was doing, but then I was just switching to the A harmonic minor scale just over that one chord. Once that E major chord, once that major 5 chord in the key of A minor occurred, I then switched to the A harmonic minor scale. Alright, and I was just sticking to that one position, that little 5 fret area right here, but of course that concept can be spanned over the entire neck of the guitar. Okay, the A minor scale can be played over the entire neck of the guitar, and then when you want to switch to the A harmonic minor scale, just recognize where your A is at, okay, and then recognize that the harmonic minor note is just one semitone less than A. So wherever you find your A's at, your harmonic minor note is going to be 1 fret lower than that. Alright? So, with that said, that is where the harmonic minor scale is derived from, and that is a very common instance to use the harmonic minor scale. Alright, so, if you have any questions, any comments, any requests for any other lesson videos, feel free to ask or shoot me a question, and I will be glad to help you out if I can. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.